that Catherine girl that you've been seeing.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, things must be progressing. If
Yeah,
she's
we even held hands, you
if
know?
she's talking, oh, you held hands. Wow, so
Yeah.
much has happened since I last talked to you.
Yeah, no, just talking about her rather intense day at work, which was all
Oh,
capped off with
did
a- oh, you
did
go on.
did she have to look someone in the eye? An intense social interaction, like looking someone in the eye.
No,
Rough
no,
day. Rough day.
the vet came around, I believe. Is that right? It was
The vet
a
came
lady.
over and told her they were going to have to put her down.
Ah, yeah, and then so it was like a late day at work, and then it finished with um, her losing her keys, her car keys. Um,
Oh no.
and so yeah, she was telling me about her trek to find them, which apparently was quite interesting. So there we go. I'm just starting up some stuff. Oh, actually, hold on. You want the computer?
You know, if
No.
I'm ever playing Blood Bowl, I'm also streaming Blood Bowl. Do you
Yes.
know that? Okay. So if you ever want to
Uh,
get like, a hold of me instantly, you can and I can always talk to you one-sided, but
oh
yeah.
yeah, it's just like go on Twitch.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But it's fine. You can text.
Okay. Uh,
I just bring it up on my phone.
there we go.
I won't use the PlayStation, but I bring it up on my phone to,
Hmm.
respond.
Okay, let me get this set up. Yeah. No, I sent through the message because I finally have like time to just sit and do nothing because I'm exporting the gargantuan YouTube video that I've been working on, and
Yeah.
so that's gonna take like days.
4 days, yeah.
Yeah.
4 megabytes
Uh,
a second.
oh man, you're hold on. Let's see if I can turn that up. Where are we? Okay. Say something real quick.
Something real quick.
Very good. Okay, that's much better.
Thinking about buying a camera, like a camcorder. Not a camcorder, obviously, but that level.
Mm-hmm.
For I mean, one, it can be used as a streaming capture, but I can also record for it with it.
Mm-hmm.
And Granddad keeps like coming down to. It's great Granddad for you, Granddad Ernie keeps coming down to
Well,
to
I should
Pookie.
call him Granddad.
Granddad, I know because that's his name.
Yep.
It's been his name since I was a boy.
Yeah, it's
He's the
it's
Granddad.
amazing.
We have to find
It's
other
the same
names
with
for other Granddads.
yeah, well, it's the same with Alan. He's Uncle Alan.
Uncle Alan, yeah, that's his only
Yeah.
name.
Yeah, even though that he's
Yeah, he's just one of many uncles. And he's not even, yeah, and he's a great uncle.
yeah.
Yeah. No one else gets to be called uncle or anything until he dies.
Yeah, it's like a title that you hold. You either have to kill the previous owner, hold
Yeah.
the title, or ascend to it. Who am I gonna run? I might run. Oh man. So I played a little bit by myself recently. Just why this even came into mind. I did Eclipse 8, which is the big scary, ultra hard difficulty with Bandit. And I remember you were saying about how Bandit, or you were saying like, oh, what's the sniper type character?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I honestly think Bandit might be the closest that you can get to a sniper.
Sure.
If you have access to, so sniper, sorry, Bandit's really weird. He has two like different playstyles. You either play him like right super close, like basically a melee character, which is where you use his shotgun and then his like dagger, which is a backstab that does extra damage and all sorts.
Yeah.
Or you play him super long range with his rifle, and throwing knives and all kinds of stuff. And you can like hit characters from across the map, and it's crazy. So yeah, I don't know what we're gonna do.
Neither. I was using the captain last time, and he was pretty cool.
Captain is very fun.
Yeah.
If you actually it's probably worth setting up some of this stuff. So one of the easiest ways to make Captain like really viable and powerful is um if you go to his loadout. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
what happened?
I had read it up.
Oh, right. Okay, well I guess we're both doing Captain.
Did I change to captain? Oh, I
No,
did too.
we're both Captain.
No, I was
Uh,
I thought I was still what's his face. No, I'm captain. That's fine.
um,
Don't worry,
so
I'm a
basically,
professional.
Captain has um, he has his weird like R1 where you drop down um, the little like supply beacons or whatever, and they can do
Yes.
different stuff. You can get like the
Fuck, I'm
healing
getting
one or
wrecked. I don't even
the
remember how to stay alive.
well, it's fine. Or
Ooh, healing.
yeah, well, you can get a bunch of different ones, but the best ones, there's two that you can get. You
Oh,
can
damn
either get
it.
the shock beacons, which are insane, or you can get the hack beacons, which just allow you to basically get free loot. But I don't know if you have those yet. So if you get two shock beacons, you can loot enemies infinitely, because it sends out a shock that stuns them for a couple of seconds. But if you have them right next to each other, an enemy walks into the stun, and then it gets like hit by the first stun, gets stunned for a couple of seconds, tries to move out of range, gets hit by the second one, and then that kills him.
Right.
I was gonna suggest do that, but it's fine. I think we have 3 stuns at the moment, so I can show you because I've got double stun on. Also, I'm over here, by the way.
I can see. I'm just trying to
Anyway,
remember
but
what the heck I'm doing in this game.
oh yeah, what with the mechanics are and stuff. Yeah, so you're saying, you're getting a camera, or
Oh, I was thinking about. I thought about it many times, but yeah. So Granddad, but every time I see him, of course, he tells me stories. And Ange, your mum, told me
Yep.
once that she wanted to like, she was like, was keen to record him.
Mm.
So I always
Oh
think
yeah,
about
you
that.
said that as well.
Yeah. And at the time, I was like, well, I do have one mic, but my setup, it wouldn't. I need another mic, and I don't know, and I could do it. It wasn't an issue. But, oh no! Don't fall off into the abyss. You can like ambush from behind. Yeah. So, yeah. I was thinking about that,
Oh, yeah.
considering it again today. So what do I do? The work that I do does make money, small amounts, builds up, and then I'm like, well, I could invest it in something, but and what I mean is my streaming and my
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, hey, like on just the topic of like listening to stories from
Granddad.
Granddad, yeah, great granddad, just Paul.
You're like, fuck those
like,
stories, they suck.
No, I there's a really what's his name? Oh my god, Danny. There's a guy that I watch on YouTube who I remember he did something similar with his grandmother, who I think was like nearing 100 at the time of like the
Oh yeah. Oh fuck, I forgot about those.
recording, whatever. And yeah, they just did like an hour or two long like sit down and just, it was like a thing of listening to stories and all that of her life. And I do think about that as like because it was really fascinating.
Interesting.
Like, just hearing a different time.
Yeah. Well, he was telling me like the other time he was talking to me, and he's talking about back in England and whatnot, and he's like, I said when he got, it's like, oh, we didn't even have TV till I was like 11 or something, but before that we got a radio when I was, or maybe it was radio at 8 or 9. We got a radio, and that was a big deal. And then I was like, did you have electric lighting? And he was like, we got that at around 8 years old. Like before that it was just candles and oil, and I'm like, fucking hell. He's like, yeah, I remember
And
them installing the power lines on the street of, in England streets and stuff.
far out.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, that's wicked.
That's otherworld.
Mm. That is so cool though. Like you know, we're in like an age of such like a rapid increase in technology.
Yeah.
That it is fascinating to kind of think about like the stuff, the technological advances that happened within his lifetime. Like what are we going to see within
Our
our
lifetime?
lifetimes?
Yeah.
Yeah, especially because it's like oh, what was that called?
Nanobots.
All sorts. Oh my god. What was the thing that I was looking at recently? It was I think it was discussions on like stem cell research
Oh, yeah.
and the whole idea of just like what would it take for us to effectively 3D print organs?
Oh, yeah.
Because obviously one of the major issues with um, like organ replacement and issues around that is that eventually it will be rejected by the body that it's not. Like you can take immunosuppressants and stuff, but
Oh, when you take transplant from other people?
yeah,
Yeah.
like inevitably that will become an issue. The only way that can be resolved is if we figure out those stem cells and figure out how to actually grow our own organs.
Yeah.
That are therefore perfectly compatible.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just like it's wild that like that's just even a discussion. Like
Oh, right, yeah.
like
Yeah, growing organs, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not well versed enough in like the sciences and all that. I'm just a simple man.
It's
I
funny
know
you
how
say
to
that
fuck-
because I feel totally comfortable with the whole thing because I am A, versed enough, and B, like, in my worldview, it's like, oh yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Hmm.
Yeah. Like when you for me, like I understand the created order in a certain way, and so I'm like, yeah, okay, yeah, of course, it makes perfect sense. That like, and then
Yeah.
and the other side of it, like I do understand. I bought this book called Signature in the Cell, and explaining and then it goes into all the science about DNA and RNA and all this stuff, and so yeah, like. It's a scrapper. Yeah, so I kind of I have my head wrapped around it, so I'm really familiar with it now. It's really normal, even though I know it's
Yeah.
complicated.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What was it was like a maths thing or something. I remember hearing this dude like some professor or something.
Mm. Oh, you can go up there.
In like a maths field. Oh, by the way, we should take a box.
Yeah, we should.
And
No,
sorry, I'm just running around.
oh, sorry, I'm just running around shooting things.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, we're talking. This is great.
Yeah.
The game is just like.
Yeah, getting harder.
It's just
okay,
like whatever.
Chuck down your beacons, and we're gonna get into it. So I'm gonna chuck down.
Where do I put them? Where's the boss?
It's over there.
In the red zone.
Yeah. So I'm dropping down a Diablo strike. Basically, don't be near the boss. You'll see there's like a red outline around the boss. Just don't be anywhere near that at all. God forbid, you will die.
Okay. I have no idea. I can't remember what my beacons even how to use them or anything. I just drop them.
Oh, there we go. I one-shot the boss. Very good. Woohoo! God, that is smooth.
I'm using my triangle egg thing, and there we go.
Oh, nice. Oh, yeah, okay.
Oh, that's right. You can target like that.
Yes.
Is that our guy?
Yep.
Alright,
one of the things that
The
one of
snowman.
the items that dropped was the beetle gland or something, which forms a
So you go
invincible beetle guy.
like that. Okay, I get it.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so here's how this works. You see how there's like a red outline thing there?
Mm-hmm.
That's going up. if you're inside of that,
Yeah.
when the time like counts down, I think it's like 20 seconds or something. You will die instantly.
Okay, so
It will kill.
that was the first thing you should have said. See that red circle there? Do not go in it. Okay, there. Now, this is what will happen. Because you're like, see that red circle there? I'm like, do I want to go into that? All right, he's talking about it. He's drawing my
Well,
attention to it. I do want to go into it. And then I'm like, a minute, I'm like, is this going to be one of those things where I'm like, you should have told me up front not to be in it? Anyway, I
see, that's the
vacated.
thing.
I vacated.
I'm. Look, it is. You're correct. That is the thing that should be done. But
Yeah.
the comedy of having you waltz into it and die instantly.
I'm sure Catherine laughs all the time.
Well, that's the thing. I like Catherine is is someone who like I'm super lovely and nice to. And
She's the
I
exception.
never bully at all. No, I think I do sometimes.
Sometimes I look her in the eye.
Alright.
Now, what were we talking about before we got distracted by the red ring?
Stem cell research.
Oh, yeah.
And that stemmed from talking about advances in technology.
But you were saying something about...
I was saying something about?
Yeah. Like, we weren't talking about stem cells per se. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
I don't know. It's gone. It's in the ether now. How it goes. Oh man. So this is a complete aside, but it's also in my brain because it's all I've been thinking about for the last how many weeks. I mentioned before that I'm like right in the final throes of editing this video. I managed to cut it down to an hour and 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Which is just straight up a movie. At this
Yeah,
point.
that's true, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, this is for you, for the game?
Yes.
What's the game called?
It's Elden Ring.
Yeah, Elden Ring, that's right. That old game.
Yeah. I mean, in terms of infinite consciousness, it's pretty much an old news now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but good god. Ooh. I spent, I don't know, I think it was like until midnight or something a couple of nights ago going over my final pass where I just like watched it.
Shit.
I ended up with like 2 whole pages of notes of just like tiny little things that end up. So I don't know if I ever explained this to you, but my exporting process is really awful because I one of my
yeah, go on.
One of the computers that I have like can't export video.
Okay.
Well, it can, but its video card is extremely, I don't know if it's just old or awful or what. But when it exports, it has like a like a mosaic, like artifacting, I think is the term.
Yeah.
When it like just periodically it'll just like have random artifacts and stuff, which is not good.
Right.
When you're trying to make the thing, and I don't know how to fix that. I've tried all sorts, but I'm just very determined to be awful. So what I do is I have my original laptop, which I've had for however long, that can't really edit because its hard drive is like busted more or less at this point.
Yeah.
And so it just it just can't handle like having like 3 channels, like video channels open while I'm editing it.
Yeah.
So what I'll do is I'll like edit on this one thing, this one laptop. You'll have to jump off that at some point, by the way.
I did. I accidentally jumped back up.
I
got this. I got it. I know. There's a space here. Here we go.
Come on. Oh my fucking god! All right. Do you want to come to me? I'll give you one of the most excellent legendaries in the game. God damn, how do I pull that?
Most excellent. Wait, I gotta get this thing.
Most excellent. I
Game
can't remember
shield.
what else. Oh god.
You're telling me about how
Ted
shit your
and-
computer is.
Yes, but now I'm thinking about it's Ted and something,
I'm
right?
distracted.
What was
Shoulders?
their name? No, the Ted and something's excellent adventure. Or
Oh,
bogus
Bill and
adventure.
Ted.
Bill and Ted. That's it. Christ.
I know, your mum has shown you those movies. I do know that much. I'm going to
over
you,
here.
but I don't actually know. Alright,
Okay, see that red? Pick it
the
up. Take
mushroom. You want me to take some mushrooms? Okay, I got it.
it. Absolutely.
Here's the
This thing
mushrooms.
will change your damn life. So now every like couple of seconds, you will just start dealing damage to everything around you, all the enemies around you. It's insane. It's so good.
Right. I see that.
Yep. There you go. You're now carrying. You've got us.
Hand
Yeah.
carry.
So the computers are awful, and they basically I have to like use one
What the?
to
Oh, I got dropped.
kind of manage the awfulness of the other.
I got dropped. What do I do?
Wait,
Multiplayer?
as in you're dead?
I'm on the main screen. Main menu.
Oh, I think you can just go, if you go into the invite that I sent you and you just take that again.
Okay. Yep. Sweet. Doing it.
Yeah,
Probably lost all my bucks.
I do wonder how much more efficient I would be if I just actually could not,
You need
through,
proper
like,
equipment.
days of having to. I do, but I
disconnected.
just.
The capital. Maybe you should crowdfund. Have like friends and family, and people on your channel.
Your family.
Yeah, people who.
Well, potentially, what I'm sort of intending is, in terms of like my plan going forward with creative things, is once I finish up this Elden Ring thing and upload that and kind of let that go and do its own thing, either it will bring me to the point where I can click the monetization button on YouTube and just kind of like let that be in the background and not really have to worry about it.
Oh, you really? You think
and-
that you'll hit your things on YouTube?
I mean, I literally have I've had way more hours than you have to have like 4,000 public watch hours.
Yeah.
Hours of watch time, and then there's a couple of other things like no guideline strike or the 1,000.
Yeah.
1,000 subscribers. Some
So
other.
you're ready to
I had
monetize.
everything.
Ready to hit the big time.
Yeah. Well, not the big time, but if I was able to earn like a couple of bucks off of it, then it would be enough of like a what would you call it? Like enough of an indicator for me to say, you know what, I'm willing to like spend more time. Like obviously it takes
Then-
so much time. To
Then
make
what?
stuff that I do.
Yeah, sure. I get you.
Yeah, but anyway, so that complete aside is, well, the segue, is like once I'm done with the Elden Ring video, the other creative thing I wanted to do was I wanted to actually like make a game, like a video game, with the intention of actually selling it. And I have, I've done like 5 or 6 little games that were more or less just me trying to learn and understand coding practices.
Yeah.
All that.
Cool.
So I feel relatively comfortable with actually making something of slightly larger size.
What's this thing?
Um, so yeah, that's it. And then once that's out of the way, then it would be, doing a something, doing a whatever job, and just go back to doing the IT stuff that I was doing before.
Oh yeah.
Back in Howard, or whatever, and then just earn a bit of money, and then yeah, look at maybe upgrading my my stuff so that I keep learning and creating and all that. It is yes, it would be the solution is to get to get much better equipment, but that's a better way.
Yeah. Get an upgrade.
Oh, we got a blue. Interesting. Okay. I'll take a juice. Alright. Grab the two greens, and I guess we'll take one. Why not? I don't know, we're not gonna do void fields.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what about you? Got any projects in the works?
Yeah, I'm writing short stories.
Well, yes, but any new short stories that you haven't told me about?
It was the last one I read you online. I read you one.
The orc one?
You said the orc one.
Yeah, the orc one.
Did I read you one about an orc? Oh, you mean squib?
No. You read me a short story that was about the didn't do nothing thing that was based on.
That. Okay, you're right. I did read you that. That was like just stupid. Like it wasn't an actual short story. Yeah. Okay.
But that was the last thing that you.
Before that though, there was one.
Oh, was there?
Was it? Was the like wait the.
Yes.
Let's have a look. Yeah. I think I read you the one called Let me see.
I wouldn't have enough. Alright, whatever. Let's go.
I read you Groove Divots and Pox up at the farm. Faded. No, wait. Yes. I read you Faded. Did I read you? But I probably haven't read you the Shade of the Tree.
That does not sound familiar. No?
Faded was about the man in the village. A man returns to a village and he's lost all his colour.
Yep. No, I do remember that
Bob
one.
Weaver.
The tree one. No, thank you.
Yeah. Oh shit. Lizards.
We're in it. We're in the trenches now.
No, I just stand there and they all die.
Well, that is.
It's my job.
Good God. Yeah, it's so good. Because all that is that like, it basically allows you to focus on whatever is the big threat, because all the little threats are just dead. Yeah.
Equipment barrel. Oh, it's another volcanic egg.
Oh, is it?
I've already got one.
What do you have the volcanic egg as your
Yeah.
thing?
I mean, it's alright.
I mean, volcanic eggs. Yeah, it's a decent enough.
Yeah.
Thing, because it's mobility, which Captain doesn't really have any mobility. Alright. Dot round here.
Where's everybody? How did I miss that? How come he's invincible now?
What?
No, he's just... I hit him the first time, he took 50% health, and every shot after that was just taking like a fraction. A tiny fraction.
Oh.
And he was closer. He was very, very far away.
Yeah.
It's like the game Shield.
That would be...
I picked up the Thorned Crown earlier, or something, like, you get more gold when you hit, and you lose gold.
No.
It's fine. I don't get
Oh,
hit very often, but
that is good. Yeah, that's quite a
but
risky one to take.
yeah, because I don't know
Uh,
what I was picking up.
the elephant. Okay.
I'm
Yeah,
I am
blues.
risk averse, so I probably wouldn't if I knew what it was, but it's fine. Well,
Well,
but the
so
good news is that if everything dies, I just have to stand there. I don't know.
yeah, that's true. Actually, that probably combos quite well with um, the Tesla coil because I believe it's on every hit,
Oh
like
yeah,
on
on
the
every hit
game.
you get
Yeah,
a
you get money,
gold.
and Tesla coil doesn't do a huge amount of damage, but it hits like a bunch of times, and it's turning so it's
Stop shooting me. Yeah, get wrecked.
Alright. Oh, you're over here. Okay, cool. I'll leave these chests to you. There you go. I'll even pay for this chest out of my own pocket.
I've got like 702. Is it?
Oh Jesus! Wow.
I got a
Alright.
lot of cash.
Yeah, you're making fat stacks.
Ooh.
Alright. I'll take a wool horn. That's fine. Okay, cool. Alright. You. Hammering. Okay, so. Ooh, I'm tempted. Ooh, I'm tempted. You know what? I gotta honor the memory. Alright, I'm gonna do it. So, I'm gonna turn all of my, all of my items into sticky bombs,
Okay.
which, will take me a little bit of time, so we'll have to sort of muck around here. But, the sticky bombs back in the very original release of the game, were
Here we go.
hands down the best items. Like,
We're getting-
completely. They had to be nerfed into the ground to make them, not so insane. And in response to that, the developers they changed the item description of the sticky bombs, so now it reads along. It reads as like a story of because they've got like these like a logbook or whatever that you can read. And the logbook entry for sticky bombs is about like a character that finds a 3D printer of sticky bombs and just turns all of their items into sticky bombs.
Right.
Which was the common practice. That was what every single person would do. Is they see it and be like, all right, well, I guess that's it. So,
Right.
how many do I have? 13. That's
see.
okay. I can work with that. Alright. Alright, we can probably take on the boss, I think. We've got plenty of stuff. Oh, no. Oh,
Oh, I'm faster for some reason. I've got 1900.
Got oh, there's an item right next to the teleporter that I left. It's
I don't know where the teleporter is.
Oh, it's just like below right there. It's that
That bull just wrecked you.
yeah.
Oh,
There
the
you go.
turtle? Topaz brooch.
Cool. Alright. Good. Drop down one here and then...
Alright, so R1, I get L2 and R2. Like, what does it matter? I can't remember.
So it's the different, it's either the shock or the healing. Right. Generally, that's why most people do double something, because then it no longer matters, and you no longer have to remember which one to switch. Which is why I have 2 shocks instead of like a shock and heal, because then I might try and shut down the shock. Oh god. Oh right, I don't know if I'm pretty sure it's basically guys, they do the suck.
I don't know. I remember the last map. This one doesn't. They're pulling me towards them, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So just, stay away from that, because I put down the red circle of death right on top of them. Which will probably
yes.
wipe them, I think. They don't move very much, so they're probably just going to stay right in it.
Oh, that's right. Now I fire very quickly.
Woohoo! There they go. Alright, easy peasy. Oh man, Mithrix ain't gonna stand a chance. What have we got?
Do 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 do. Boom.
What are you?
Do, do,
I'm trying to remember. You have.
Boom.
Okay.
The answer to your question is yes.
Yeah, it's alright. I'm just trying to like. What is it? I'm that character from the meme where I'm seeing all the numbers and stuff flick across the screen.
Oh, not the woman who's like.
Yeah, that's it. That's the one.
Yeah.
Alright, come to me and pick up items. I think we're good to go. A quick run around. I would say once you grab the items, hit the teleporter and get ready to.
Alright, 1 item, 2 item.
Yeah, there was 2 items. There was a.
I got 2.
Yep. Squid polyps. Cool. And then just activate the teleporter and send some help.
Yeah. Oh, there's this ring. You missed a ring.
Oh, you didn't pick. Oh god, yeah, good.
Is there anything else?
That was Kajara's band.
I remember the gist, but I've forgotten everything.
Oh god. Another sticky bomb. Don't mind if I do. Cool. Yeah, we are ready. Not gonna make use of that. Cool. Oh, are you next to the?
I am here. Yeah, I'm just standing here. I'm reading. I got sent a link.
Oh.
Vaccine side effects. How the body responds and why being ill after a jab is good. And then the subheading. Many people are concerned with growing reports of people falling ill and even death after a vaccine. Experts claim this is a predictable outcome and can actually be a good thing.
Good old death.
Good old death. Can't beat it, right? Best.
I mean, you know, that is the goal, right?
The nihilist's dream.
Yep. Good old death. Hey, you know what I say? Actually, I think I don't know if I've told you the story, but I remember discussing with someone, a friend of mine, who was like, you know, going through a bit of a rough bout, and while I absolutely can't claim that I altered his mind in any way,
Saved his soul.
Saved his soul, yeah, and that. I remember we were having a discussion about like, you know, like what's the point in living? Why do we even? Well, I should just, you know, let's just be done with it. And I was like, don't rush, man. Don't rush. It's cool. We'll get there eventually. You know?
Wait, does this story end with and then he killed himself? Because
no. He was well, because I mean, it's the same philosophy that we were discussing before, where like I'm all about like, you know, I'll die when I die, and then there will be nothing, and that's cool. So in the time of which I have the capacity to learn and all that, I'm keen to experience this for as long as I can.
But why?
So that was my like, you know, thing to him was like, if there's anything that you want to do before you're ready to kick the bucket, then why not? You can't experience it outside of this life. Yeah, and so I remember my suggestion to him was if you want to like, because he was art and all that. So it was
yeah.
I kind of feel like going and doing like art college or whatever. Fair enough. And as far as I'm aware, that's what he's doing.
But why did he feel like doing art college?
Because he's a pretty damn talented artist.
What does that mean? What does being talented artist mean?
He's particularly good in, like, I don't know if it's like a particular, like, personality or just that kind of stuff, but he was very talented, and so therefore, like, what do you call it? Like when you're really good at something, and so you're really keen to just kind of like keep pursuing it because it's quite easy, or like you progress really quickly. Like it's like me with martial arts for a very long time. You know, before I eventually sort of plateaued at my skill level.
You're talking like being proficient or,
Yeah, I don't know if that's the
yeah.
right.
But that I get what you're saying, but that wasn't my question. My question is.
Oh, what was your question?
My question is, you said he's talented, and I said, what does that mean?
Oh, he's oh.
Yeah, what does it
yeah.
mean to be talented? See, here's the thing. Here's my problem. All right. So
go on.
So you
Tell me your
can't
problem.
live consistently with your view. Because
Alright,
even
go
there,
on.
when you said he's talented, you're drawing on a fundamental reality, a principle of reality, and of the actual reality that we actually live in, where saying he's talented means something. Like it has meaning. Being
Sure.
talented is a state of meaning. So even you saying that, like you recognize it. You recognize that there is actual meaning in the world, and you because you say it, you affirmed it by saying he's talented. But then you turn around in your what's the word, like your intellectual assessment, and you say, oh, but there's no meaning. But you don't live consistently with that. You see? That's what that was. Yeah. So when I said, what do you mean he's talented? Like, what do you mean?
I mean, in whatever the definition of, well, I guess proficiency would be the.
He's proficient at art.
Yeah, he's proficient at art. Well, he's like talent in the way that I know it is that it's you very quickly learn, and like you can I don't know.
Yeah, you pick it up real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a part of talent. Definitely.
Alright, very good.
But you know, talent. I also think included in the definition of talent is when you talk about, say, an artist. They're not just they're proficient. Yes. They have a keen ability that others don't. They see it in a different way. Like they can produce it very quickly and at a level, at a degree that others can't or don't. Yeah. And all of these facets of the definition are imbued with inherent meaning. Like none of that makes any sense in a world in which there isn't meaning. Because then my question is, how do I account for... Yeah, go on.
The conversation, discussing meaning and all that.
Yeah.
I do think that there's a potentially some sort of misunderstanding of what I've said previously in the subject. I don't think that things are like, you know, inherently well, I do, but it's more the idea of like we attribute meaning to stuff, right? Like, you know, if there was nothing.
We do. I agree. We do attribute meaning to things.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's it really. Like a rock does not attribute meaning. I don't know. That's really it. Like if I were not here.
But if for the rock, even though the rock itself can't attribute meaning, that doesn't imply that there isn't meaning in the world that the rock exists in.
Then who would generate that meaning? Like
Right. So
if there was no human.
Yeah. Go on.
No.
No, you say. If there was no human.
If there was no human, that's kind of the end of the discussion.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, you could say, because your argument about the rock, my argument about the rock, or so you saying about the rock, it applies the same. If there's no humans around to experience meaning, is there meaning in the universe or to the world, to the universe? Sure. Yes, theoretically, yes.
Alright, cool.
Sorry, I know. I'm like, there's more to say, but like, I'm really engaged in this big battle now.
Yeah, it's always good to like discuss philosophy while you're in the midst of
destroying, the big boss of the combat cycle.
Yeah. So all right. So if there's no humans to observe the the meaning, then and then you're going to say something, and then
Right.
you know,
Yeah.
get into
So
combat,
no. So the I won't make that point. I mean, it's that I made the point with the rock, but so yes. So the nihilistic worldview is comes from an ideology in which it's atheistic in nature. There is nothing. So then the only alternative is the theistic. So your meaning, obviously, there is no meaning in atheistic worldview, in a nihilistic worldview. There isn't. I mean, that's just the reality of it. So then, yeah. So then of course, you were talking about a theistic worldview, which implies a creator. So you could technically have no humans. You could have rocks. The rocks themselves don't make things meaningful, but the creator is where you draw meaning from. They give meaning to the world, to the reality. Yeah.
Interesting. I will
so
say, I actually
go on.
wonder if potentially in the term, like, I can't remember what it was that I said. It was like it was just something like nonsensical, like, what was it? Like optimistic nihilism or something. I think that's what I said.
Run so you can Callum.
Oh,
Spit it out.
I need to find out how to make a mutant on actually Flash.
Make a what?
Mutant. Like it's like something in the wasteland, you know?
Mm-hmm. I see. Well, you're right. I can't help you with that right now.
what's it up to?
Yeah. Is it a new game?
I don't think so.
So how to make a mutant in what's the game called?
After the Flash something.
After the Flash.
Because there's another game.
Are you the wiki?
I'm the wiki. No, she comes to me to search it up on Google or whatever. Find YouTubes and check it down because I know how to search things.
Yeah.
Also, up until, well, as children, they're getting older, but the rules initially were that, about internet users, you don't search things up, you don't use YouTube, da-da-da. There is exceptions to the rules, but, yeah, so the established order is that you come and ask us and we help you.
Right.
Yeah, so it does...
That's quite good.
Yeah, it does change and stuff, but yeah. So a combination of those things, she's come and asked me. Anyway, as you were saying.
Yeah, I think I was just saying that, like, what was it? It was something about...
I ended on the point about the theistic worldview and then the atheistic and the nihilistic worldview, and that's why,
Yeah, I that's right. Now I was just saying that, like, I think that potentially, it was like a poisoning of the well to use those terms, since I was kind of using it as like a vague description of something.
Yeah, it's called.
Really,
is it positive nihilism?
Something like
was
that.
Was that the term? I did. So I went away and I actually read about it, so I could understand it. Because you were like, it's not quite that. So I do actually have my head, I understand what the heck positive nihilism is now, as opposed to straight nihilism.
Is it actually a thing? Like, is it?
Yes,
is it
there's someone. Yeah, so a guy, he did it as a philosophical, yeah, that great word, explanation to the problem with nihilism, like the flaw that is, or the so it's seen as a kind of like a way to overcome the inherent challenge that has risen or brought by it. And that
cool.
as I said, like all the early nihilists all pretty much killed themselves.
Yeah, well,
Well, see, then my thing was, then I was like, well, like this just seems like then it's a self-deception.
Why haven't you killed yourself? What's going on?
No, it's not that. Like I was like, well, if this is your, this is if you living this out, then like, don't you see this, or do you not see this as a self-deception? Like, because it's not like you're altering the truth of it or anything. You're just deceiving yourself.
Deceive it. Okay, I'm lost.
Okay, forget it. So anyway, let's go back to what you were saying. So you muddied the water by saying this thing.
Yeah, which
okay.
Evidently, very clearly, is a thing or whatever.
Yes.
So, like, yeah.
Yes.
Like,
that thing you said you believed. Yes, it is a thing.
Yeah.
Okay, go on.
Well, but, like, I studied Nietzsche for like a
Okay.
thing. And my like takeaway from a lot of like nihilism and all that is that it was the thought experiments were really fascinating and the concepts that he kind of stuck with, but also like the almost like the story of like kind of like who Nietzsche was and kind of like how I assume his life led him to establish that kind of like school of thought. Was really fascinating. I remember, I don't know if it was.
He ended up in an asylum, right?
Oh my god.
You don't know? Okay, that's fine. I can confirm that myself. I was reading about someone and they did, and I'm like, wait, it was Nietzsche. Anyway, it might have been one of the other guys.
It's been a good few years.
Yeah, sure.
I think it was like end of high school when I did that. So anyway, one of the things that I still distinct from like studying that and kind of like my takeaways was I remember, I don't think it was from Nietzsche. I think it was from like another philosopher.
One of his
There was a
contemporaries.
discussion on the idea of like the nihilistic hero, I think is the term.
Okay, a nihilistic hero.
Yeah, and it was basically just this idea of like, it might even be the thing that you're talking about where it was like, like a positive, spin on it where, like you come away from that experience of being like, the world means nothing and there,
Right.
and all that, and then it's like, well, cool, like in the same way that I kind of mentioned to you, that it's like, all right, well then I can just generate meaning. If you're saying that there's nothing, but I can create that, then cool. I'll just create stuff until I die. I'll create meaning until the point at which I can no longer create, because I'll be dead and no longer.
Sure, but
So,
does that not seem a little odd to you? Like, in a world of in a meaningless world in which meaning doesn't exist, I can create meaning. Like, isn't that seem contradictory? Just the very statement. Oh my gosh! I just got absolutely hammered, like a hammer fell from the heavens, and I just got Anyway,
awesome.
I didn't even see what happened.
Yeah, I do not know. I guess I'll go and try and solo the boss. Well, I mean, sure, like everything has its logical inconsistency. But
Wait! I take exception with that statement. Everything has everything. Wait, what did you say? Everything. You said everything has its logical inconsistencies. No.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Yeah. I
Not everything, because a sound logical statement, it doesn't have inconsistencies by definition. So I ask you to find exception with what I just said, because it should be logically consistent. Without.
I think that like anyone can argue from any perspective and can find an inconsistency, and like that's just people. Like you can find inconsistencies in my perspective, and oh god, I'm gonna die.
Oh, so low.
That's fine. I did it. Who needs help? Fucking pansies. Alright, good stuff. Yeah, but like, anyone can find
I agree that anyone can make an argument, but I stand by that a logically consistent argument is logically consistent. and it is
Sure.
by definition. You can't just refute it by coming up with arguments. They you know.
I'm not disagreeing with you, but also I'm just saying that like people have their own logical system. They have their own logic. They have their own whatever. So someone's logic will be inconsistent with someone else. Like that's just how people think. There will be someone who will argue that your logic is inconsistent when you think that your logic is consistent.
Yes. Yeah, again, I agree that people can argue that, but the very nature of, and I guess if you're talking about logical,
yeah.
so from so if we go back to our fundamentals there, in a world a world without meaning, in a atheistic nihilistic worldview, where it is only matter, then yeah, everything is just subjective, including the people that the agents, the minds, which is human people, because it's the only things that we know of that make arguments in a nihilistic, materialistic world. Yeah, they come up with systems or systems of thought. Let's say nihilism, for example, and or whatever. And yeah, and because there's no meaning as a fundamental foundation of that reality, then yeah, what you're saying is right. But if it isn't like that, if we're actually in a world that is meaningful and there are objective rules,
sure,
then what you're saying is absurd. But here's the thing: you're making an argument of a true reality. But in a nihilistic worldview, that doesn't make any sense. There is no truth. What you're doing is stupid. Like, it doesn't. It's just nonsense. Do you see that? Do you understand what I'm saying, at least?
I think that you're still under the impression that I'm arguing that I believe in nihilism.
That's a fair point. That's a fair point. You're right, and you should be free to argue from any point that you like, and whether you agree with it or not, it's fine. I wonder if these are the things they're just looking at you, but they're the things that kill us, and we should run away from. Right?
They're the instant kills.
Yeah. I'm just running around behind them, Okay. Oh, ow!
I went straight off the edge.
I did. I went off the edge, and it hurt me. I don't have the vital thing I need to survive in this scenario. Okay, I'm in trouble.
Yeah, you're probably boned.
Yeah, I'm boned.
I mean, you won't die from fall damage. So you
that's
in
good.
Theory, just keep leaping off the edge.
A little guy with 3 prongy legs just punched me in the back and got killed instantly. I spawned in on top of him. Okay. So anyway, your personal view aside, because it's irrelevant to the actual point. You see my point, though, right? Like, you can't in a nihilistic worldview, in a materialistic worldview, nihilistic, atheistic, whatever, where this is the one of the. Yeah.
All right, goodbye. Goodbye.
Hey, you made it. Yeah, these are like the worst characters for this.
This is the dogs, this is the birds. This is the most upsetting. Yeah, well, whatever. I die on my knees, begging and groveling. Oh well, whatever. Yeah, so in that. Oh, yep. There.
So yeah, where it's a foundational principle, you can't then say definitively, like you were making the argument that that systems of philosophy, or no, systems of logic were just subjective, and anyone could have a different, like everyone could have different ones, and ultimately, like you said someone could find an inconsistency in someone else's logic or whatever, and that if in the materialistic view, you can't make that argument because it makes no sense. Because you can't argue for an objective position like that.
Wouldn't that be a subjective position? Wasn't that what you just said?
Well, let me put it this way: if the reality is that all logical frames of argument, or philosophies of argument, whatever, are subjective, then no single one could be objective. But you need an objective one to make that statement true. Like, you're making a universal truth claim in a world in which apparently there are no universal truth claims. You see?
So what you're saying is that I don't even know what point you're trying to argue. But are you saying that I should put in my opinion at the end of my sentence?
Well, it would be funny if you did that, because it kind of invalidates your argument.
Wasn't my argument that
if you're saying there is an objective reality that underpins all other positions or all other, and then you ended it with "in my opinion," it's like, well, no, either it's true.
Oh, there I go.
Yeah, it was rough. Either it is true regardless of your opinions, or it's not.
Sure, but I don't ever remember making that argument. I don't know if I did.
Well, yeah, you made a statement that logic. What was it? Something about, because you were saying that everybody argues from their frame of reference, and if they make a logical claim or a logical case, that someone else could invalidate that with some form of a logical argument from their own position. I took exception with that, because I was like, well, if a logical argument is logically sound, it's logically sound regardless of what anyone thinks. Like, if anyone's opinion is, or if someone were to, say, arguably try to invalidate it with a logical opinion of their own, like they have a different view, or because I found the very notion that a logically sound argument could be found illogical. That is absurd. Like, it's a contradiction.
Wait, hold on. So
I guess I did. I guess if
that people can disagree with a logical argument. Is that what you're saying?
Well, people could disagree with a logical argument. I'm saying in theory, if a logical argument is truly sound, like if it's watertight, then to say that someone could come along and invalidate it with a logical argument of their own, that didn't invalidate the logic of the soundness of the logic. That's illogical. Like, that makes no sense. So perhaps I misunderstood what you were meaning by saying that someone could make you said any logical, I don't know what word you used, position could be found to be illogical or made illogical, something like that.
Oh yeah, that sounds accurate.
Yeah.
I believe.
Yeah, you agree with that? Okay, yeah. And I'm saying that's absurd. By definition, it seems absurd to me.
Well, I mean, it could be absurd and also accurate. I'm certain. I am absolutely certain that there is someone out there who could argue any point ever.
I think they could argue the point, but I don't think it's possible. I think it's impossible to invalidate a sound logical argument. Like, at the point that an argument, a logical argument is sound, you can't then invalidate it. Say like if I said, here, I'll make a logical statement. There's no such thing as a square circle. Now, the opposite position to that, the counter position is, there is such a thing as a square circle. Or, here, would you like to see the square circle in my pocket?
Yeah.
Yeah, but square circles don't exist.
Well, sure, because we've okay, you know what? Yeah, fine. I'll play this. Yeah.
Okay.
Why not? This is sufficient enough. So, okay, using the square circle example, if there was someone who had defined those terms and had come to their own had defined a square circle as a thing that existed perspective, then to them that would exist, and they'd be like, oh yeah, and it might be something entirely different. It
Right.
might be just a circle, or it might be a friggin' pentagon. Who knows?
So
But,
so
you know,
then we just haven't defined terms, and you know.
well, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But that's not proving the soundness of the logic false. That's just been a miscommunication. It's completely different.
I am absolutely sure that like all things like that are miscommunication fundamentally.
Right.
But yeah, like I don't know. I can't remember what.
So then at best
but I don't
all you
think
were
that's
saying.
valid.
Right. So then at best all you were saying was if someone comes along and shows someone's logic to be false, then they're actually just having a miscommunication.
Sure.
Yeah.
I would think that.
Which is what we've just had this last 20 minutes. It's been a big
I guess so,
miscommunication.
yeah.
Right. So then the question is are there fundamental principles that are objectively true in reality, in our world, in the world that we live in?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm not a, what did you call it? A philosopher? Or something?
You're not a philosopher, but you.
Yeah.
But you are a reasoning. You are a reasoning human being, like any philosopher is.
Yeah, sure.
So yeah. So I mean, theoretically, you could know.
I
You don't know right now because you haven't thought about it, but you could. Oh my
I
gosh.
mean, like, is there? What was the thing? It was like, is there objective something? Is that it?
An objective truth, an objective principle, objective reality.
Okay. Define that. What does that mean?
What does objective mean? It means it's an
Well,
object.
what is an
It means it. Yeah. So as opposed to subjective, it's an object. It's an object that is outside of any subject. So if it's an object of truth, then it's a truth that is. It's an object of truth. It's a truth outside of a subject or you. It exists regardless of if there's any subjects around. It's a feature. It's a feature of world. It's like, I wonder if I should be able to think of an example.
Would the rock be a good example that we were using before?
Well, I mean, we could use a rock. You might say, well, maybe the rock's not really there, but yeah. So let's say we're, let me think. I'm trying to think of an actual rock that we both know. I'm sure there is one.
A rock that we
both know, yeah.
Are we intimately familiar with all the rocks?
With the rocks.
along-
I'm pretty sure that there's a rock that both of you and I, but I can't think of one. Yeah. I'm trying to think of the various houses, the place if there's a feature rock somewhere that we would know. Anyway, yeah, so we could use a rock. Let's say there is a rock.
Sure.
An object, an actual physical object. Assuming that we both agree on what a rock is, if we both were looking at a rock and we say, here is a rock, it's a feature of my garden, and we're standing out in my garden, and
Yep,
yeah,
looking
that's
at
an.
your one
I mean,
rock.
it is an. Ironically, it is an actual object, and it is an objective physical object in my garden. Yeah, you could use that.
Okay. What would be the difference? Because obviously you're clearly well learned in the subject. What would be the difference between objective and observable? Would be the term that I guess I would say.
Well, that's interesting because then, what do you mean by observable? Are you talking about just the five senses, or because we can observe
Yeah,
things?
I would say just the five senses and.
Right. So.
Go on. Sorry.
So okay, yeah. So if I said, "See that rock there," and you said, "No, I'm blind," that doesn't invalidate the objectivity of the rock. Even if you can't see it, it can still be objective, a feature of reality, which is the definition I'm using here for objective, because it's obviously a rock is an object. But more than that, I guess for a physical object, the way you know or perceive of a physical object is with your physical senses. But yeah, when you say observable, I mean, there are things we can observe that aren't physical.
In what regard?
Oh, I mean, we can observe. Come here, you bastard. We can observe logic, for example. Is the boss below me?
Are you sure?
Well, we certainly can make logical arguments. So we can observe that with, yeah, we can observe that logic is an object of the reality that we live in. And I don't mean object for 5 physical senses, obviously, because you don't engage logic physically. You it's a mental pursuit. It's a pursuit of the mind. So the mind, yeah, is another one. I'd say morality is another one. Now these things obviously don't make sense.
Morality
can be observed. Yeah.
Oh, it is observable, not
is observable. Is morality objective? Yes.
Interesting. Why would you say that? Like,
because I hold that there is a moral order. Because there is, in my worldview, there is a creator. There is a objective moral standard, because there's a moral standard giver.
Alright. So who gives the moral standard then?
So in the theistic worldview, then that is God.
Okay, do you know what the moral standard is? Like, could you explain the moral standard to me?
The moral standard?
Yeah, that you...
So, well, yeah, I know there are obviously...
Well, if it's objective, right? Is that not...
Yeah, if it's objective. So there are, hold on a second. There are... So,
floating bastards.
yes, that I have to leap to get or shoot with a spitball. Yes. So, can I explain, define? I can't remember. However you said it. So, how I answer this question?
How do you?
Yes. How do I? That's what I'm thinking about right now. I am specifically Christian worldview, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there are some obvious moral standards that are laid out, or moral laws. There is a law. Jeez, I'm getting killed here. Alright, we will regen health. So those things are the obvious things I could go to. You know, you could say 10 Commandments and then the 2 greatest commandments, which kind of summarize pretty much everything. And then beyond that, if you wanted to go into more specifics, then then there's discussion, because obviously it's not like a simple binary in terms of like we have the very nature of morality results in there are complicated distinctions that end up being made or need to be made. Say, why we have the legal system that we do, for example, where you take into account of crimes or degrees of severity and stuff. So love God with above all else, and then love your neighbor as yourself. Those are the two fundamental principles or rules that kind of everything flows from. But
Okay,
yeah,
so
but then
you would say
we
that-
obviously know, don't murder, obviously a moral bad, theft, moral bad, and all of these things have to do. They're between people, or between agents, or agents, yeah, as opposed to rocks.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So, by that
Mhm.
definition, if someone has a differing moral standard, i.e., murder good, because there are plenty of situations where morally people would argue murder good.
Yes.
What is that? If that's one of your objective things, then why can that exist? Why can those situations?
Do you mean when you say murder? What do you mean by murder?
Execution,
All right.
or just killing someone?
So if murder, so how you define the term is important, because say execution is killing someone, but if it's a state sanctioned killing, justified by a legal code or because it's some sort of crime, is different than murder, the taking of innocent life without. And it doesn't need to be said, but I'll say it anyway. Taking of innocent life without justification. You see the difference? Why it's important to make the distinction.
I think that, again, it's one of the things where, people could argue that, plenty of things about the definition of just murder in of itself, but they could argue, oh, hey, this person has been, say, executed, using that as an example, for a crime that is not, justifiable as murder, but other people do agree that that is justifiable as, that this is good and just, and other people would call that murder. I feel like I'm butchering what I'm trying to say, but you get what I'm trying to get across? Some people can argue, oh, this crime that they've committed would justify this as an execution and not murder of an innocent person. But other people can argue that, from their moral standpoint, that no, this is in fact, this is murder, you are killing an innocent person. The thing that they did does not benefit, or does not, justify or warrant.
Right. Yes, I agree. So I agree that people can argue over what is and isn't
Actually,
murder
sorry.
and what is justified. Yeah.
I was also going to say then. So, how does that work in with predators in the circle of life? That would be defined as murder.
You talk about animals when you say predators, right? Yes. So
yeah, no.
so then, well, again, it depends on the worldview. So in a Christian theistic worldview, no, animals don't have that distinctive feature that makes all this apply to them. They are part of the what do you call it? What is this? What does one lunar mean?
Oh, that is a.
Do I want it or not?
So if you have If you have any lunars, you can feed it into that thing.
Yeah.
So the blue items, and you have a chance to get 2 items. One of them is, I think it's just more health, and it's kind of average.
Okay.
And the other one is the rarest item in the game.
Okay. I've got 10. Do I want to feed?
What, 10 loot items? No, you can't have 10.
I got 10 of the circle things below my cache.
Oh, that's lunar coin.
Okay, alright, never mind. Okay.
Yeah,
I don't want it then.
I actually did a hunt to try and get that item, because I've never got. I've played hundreds of hours of this game.
Yeah.
And I've never gotten it's called the Irradiant Pearl, and it's I can't remember. Someone did the math on it of trying to actually get it, because you have to feed lunar items to that shrine.
Ooh, what's this?
And it's I think it's like a 20% chance now. They drastically increased it. I think it was like originally 4% or something ridiculous. But and the shrine itself only spawns in like very rare instances. Like I think the highest percent chance you can get it to spawn is like 5%, maybe 5 or 6% chance on the allocated map that will allow it to show up. So
Right.
it's very like super tricky, and honestly, it isn't even that good. It's just super rare, and I don't have it in my logbook, which is like a blemish.
Annoying. Yep. God,
no.
gotta play another 100 hours just to find this thing.
Yeah, just to find this one thing.
So yeah, so I guess in a
So animals.
yeah, I guess in a materialistic worldview, there is no difference between, in that regard, there is no difference, because there's no morality realistically in that world, because there's no meaning and there's no objective standard. But yeah, in the Christian worldview, it's yeah, they don't have the image of God is the way it's put on them. There is no moral. Well, there is actually in one instance, but predators, animals killing other animals, it's just a part of the animal kingdom. It's yeah, there is no moral law in that regard. Where it gets sticky for animals is actually when they do something to people, to humans.
Yeah.
Yeah, and in fact, we humans actually take that very seriously, and we have established laws in our books, and we have institutions like dog rangers, and they come and take people to court, and I know because it's happened for me. I even got rewarded money. The court ruled in my favor and punished them with what's the word? Anyway, so yeah, that answers that question. But yeah, in terms of, I need some water.
Interesting. Yeah, it's all just kind of fascinating, to be honest.
Yep.
You know, not to say that I necessarily, because I throughout our conversations, you haven't. I don't know if like the intent is to try and change my mind or show me things or what, but like I don't know. Nothing really changes for me. It's just kind of like, yeah, interesting perspective. That's all that I really take away from it.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, that's fine. I guess the reason why I engage you, one, is because, I mean, I like you. You know, I care about you, as my nephew. I mean, I would have this conversation with anybody at the same time. Though I do care about people because, again, I have views and beliefs about people, but particular ones that lead me to be like this. But you know, when you say something and I find it to not be true, then that prompted me to question you and talk to you specifically about it. So when you were like, I believe the world is this kind of way, like this is my view, like your worldview. Do I want the blast shower? Oh, too late, I've already got it.
No.
Clean all
I
negative
mean, if you
effects.
don't have anything, then I guess it's better than nothing. But it's
You know, I've only got 2 things or 3 things. I think 2 of them are blast showers. Yeah, I just haven't got anything. Just like I'm crawling around on super slow speed and just shooting things. Don't worry, I'm getting real good at being slow. It's not even. It doesn't even feel like a.
Actually, I think there was a it might have been on the last stage, but there was a goat hoof 3D printer around here, which we just...
I don't even have a double jump. Don't worry, I have Hulk jump. That's all that I need.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still running the.
We haven't been going very long, I don't think. 3 levels, maybe 4.
Yeah, 3 levels. I mean, to be fair, there's only technically 5 levels in total in like
I got a book. Getting beat up. Getting Hulk beat up.
Oh, God.
Oh, run away! Why is it? Oh, I'm dead.
Oh, you're dead? Oh.
Yeah, I just got wrecked.
That's unfortunate. Alright, I guess I'll quickly kill this guy and then go for the boss. Oh. Get out of
Yeah,
here.
so when you made a statement that wasn't true, I was like, hold on a minute.
You took exception
you know,
to that.
I argued that it's not true, and so that's when I pushed you on it, because you know. So here's the logic. If I care about you, I think that you have a view that isn't true, so I would rather challenge you on that, say this isn't true. I would rather you have, for your own sake, a true view. So you know, so when you were like nihilism, I was like, wait, nihilism, no meaning in the world, like, and then I was like, how, you know, like explain that to me. Give me some more.
Actually, just as like a follow-up to this also. So, do you consider then that like having for what you would say an untrue perspective or whatever is like lesser?
Is what?
Is lesser or is bad or? Clearly you see it
I
as
guess
negative.
yeah. Let me. So yeah, I got two thoughts come to mind. Like personally, I don't think less of you. I don't
I'm
have
not
any.
even saying, like,
Yeah.
less of-
But it's fair to point out, like I don't. No, in some regards, like, you know, like it's fine if you have that view. In one respect, personally, like it doesn't affect me. Unless your beliefs or views led to you doing things that did affect me. I mean, that's very, but you know that might concern me. But you know that's just practical. That's it. On the other hand, like it would behoove me not to say like, well, if you there are consequences for having the wrong view or taking the wrong view, or so that should be a concern. Like that's consistent. So you know, and yeah, why wouldn't I say that? It's the same. The thing is, the way to put it is like, if you get reality wrong, you get hurt. Is true. So if you cross the road and you do not perceive of the dangers of crossing the road, you ignore them or you choose to disregard them or whatever, then you might just get hit by a car. Like if there's a car coming and you judge it wrong on purpose or even by accident, then you get hurt. And so yeah, that is a true.
Alright, interesting.
Yeah.
So follow up, what if you have a pain fetish and you really like getting hit by cars?
When you say what if, what do you mean?
Well, in this hypothetical that you just said,
Mm-hmm.
This character who perceives such things,
Yeah.
you know, and then they're like, oh, I perceived the world wrong and so forth, but hey, I got hit by a car. That's pretty good. That's what I like. That's what I'm into. Does that consequence therefore become a reward for that person? Is that not therefore beneficial for that person?
Yeah, it is to them. Yes, it is beneficial. Like it's beneficial in that they get pleasure. If pleasure is the only important, and if pleasure is the only important benefit, if there was nothing else to consider, then I guess in that view or in that state, it's a net good. It's a net positive. Oh,
Do you want to double jump? There's a poker figure down there.
come. I'm feeling really nauseous. I wonder if it's the game. Or if it's the dinner I ate.
Oh no.
I just ate
Well, I
ate when we started. I was eating.
Yeah.
Sorry, where's
Oh.
this double jump thing?
It's over here.
Okay.
Right, I have a feeling that we should probably jump it up. And maybe we'll-
Which one is it? The
I
feather.
don't know where you've gone. Oh, yeah, yeah.
I got it. Oh, it's fine. I'm just gonna look away from the screen for a bit and see if that helps.
Good old, playing while not looking. I'll try and defend you, I guess, while you recover.
I mean,
from
look, if you
your-
have to
your
solo,
shock
it's fine.
in real life.
Oh.
Oh, snap.
I feel really queasy right now. No, I'm fine. Alright, I'll be right back.
Mm-hmm.
Just what's going on? Someone's shooting. Hold on, I haven't got my headset on.
Fighting the bosses. I've set you up with a whole bunch of defenses and all sorts to keep you alive.
Okay. Oh, right. I see that. I'm fine. Alright, I'm
Yeah.
feeling better. I'm not feeling
That's
absolutely.
good.
Yeah. Hopefully I'm also getting better.
Interesting. What did you do? Did you just go and take a, I don't know, killer or flag?
Nah, I did have a bit of gas, but I don't. This isn't normal. Usually, if it's a game, I mean, yeah, I'll feel sick, but it's like vertigo, you know, like you get it from some of those old some sorts of 3D shooters really can send me off, or 3D. Yeah, I'm not. I still don't know. Like I said, I don't feel 100%, but I'm not like, oh my gosh, I'm about to die. Yeah, we'll see.
Not ideal.
See how I go.
Yeah. Well, like I said, should probably wrap up after.
Oh really? Okay.
Well,
Yeah, sure, alright.
well, especially if you're not feeling good.
Yeah.
Tough it out.
Yeah.
Oh god, there's so many wisps.
Yeah, and I'm just getting fucking wrecked here. Just run
Yeah,
away.
Oh god, you are.
Don't run away.
Damn, you are safer AFK.
Yeah.
Alright, I've almost got them.
So your question was, man, I cannot remember the question.
Something about, I don't know, car accident or something. Someone.
Yeah.
Right, someone who had a pain fetish was into.
Oh yeah, the
into
pain
car.
fetish.
That was it.
So okay, pain fetish. All right. So about your pain fetish.
about my pain.
Your pain fetish. Oh, I'm fucked. Okay.
Oh well, bye.
Yeah. I stupidly went back to fight. And forgot I can't actually hit things.
Coward's way out. Alright, well.
Took the coward's way out. I went back to fight.
Well, whatever. We're already.
So if the pain fetish were to cause them damage.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't a straightforward answer because there's different aspects to consider.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I'm not going to like, obviously there are people in the world with pain fetish, right? And they behave in a way that, well, I guess the simplest way to put it, you say take the tunnel.
Yeah, the little light they spawned, it'll take you across the map.
Oh, okay. Oh, that thing. Yes, I remember that.
Skip
Screen.
to the bottom.
Okay, way out. So,
It's a
page
challenge run of philosophy. You have to do it with a
with
with
an underpowered monster melee character and a 6 stomach. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh crap. I can do this. I can do it. So, the pain fetish.
Maybe you're one with the pain fetish. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what's going on here. It's my damn pain fetish. I'm just so underpowered and inept. It's it's such a disadvantage. It makes actually forming my thoughts difficult because I'm like, okay, I've got to compensate. How am I gonna fight 5 floating bells, and not die? Okay, so the pain fetish. So yeah, you could say it's in its most basic tenet that that's people manipulating their pain sensory systems for pleasure. Okay, and like you might argue that that's an aberration of the purpose of it, but like personally, morally, I'm not too like I don't really. You could make an argument, but I'm not really fussed about that. Say personally, I'm not fussed about it. Now, would the one who created the pain system have a problem with that? Maybe I could see an argument for that. If they told me it themselves, then sure, you know. But I don't know of an example or where that is the case. So with that in mind, okay, that's one aspect. Oh, nice. Can I make this jump? No. Now, if a person has a pain fetish or whatever that means, whatever fetish means, attack speed increase. If it's causing them, say it causes them permanent physical damage or leads to death, yeah, there's a moral problem there. Oh my gosh, what are these things? The bells are throwing sticky bombs on me. It's
Oh god, yeah.
I got one
if
on.
you want to come here, I have an item that will, at the very least, make you a lot more like capable of surviving.
I can get away from them with my whole fleet.
Okay, so come over here. So
Wait, what is that item?
If you pick
Oh,
up
there's
the
an
blue
item.
item over there, that's Transcendence. I wouldn't take these, but
Okay.
that basically means, so now you can't take any fall damage.
Oh yeah.
You have more health, and however, you don't get your like regeneration. It probably wasn't that high if you're feeling empowered.
I'm pretty rubbish.
But it means that if you just stay out of combat for 7 seconds, you'll start going back to full health.
Yeah.
Okay, what do I take? Let's just go for this. Alright,
Yeah. Like we have a moral responsibility to each other. Like, you know, don't murder people. But there is something to be said for a moral responsibility for yourself as well. Though, like, people obviously would take exception with others doing harm to themselves, and I mean serious harm. Like, I don't mean just like manipulating your pain receptors for pleasure. If say there are people who believe they have what's it called? It's like amputation dysphoria, lack of limb dysphoria. It basically when they feel that they shouldn't have one of their limbs. You heard that before?
Yep.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So what do? They amputate. They will amputate their own limbs because they have this sensation that, you know, they want to fulfill. But, you know, then I would argue that there's a moral responsibility to help those people, not to amputate them and like hurt or harm themselves. I guess it's the same for people who are in intense depression and leading to problems of suicide, you know, like...
Over here, where I am.
Oh, okay.
Interesting. Oh god. Yeah, hurry up and grab
So yeah,
it.
so pleasure isn't the only...
Get out of there.
Yep, let's go. I'm jumping. Hulk escape.
These are bad dudes.
Don't worry. I can spit on them.
That is actually quite helpful.
Yeah, it is.
Oh. Okay, I got one. And my what do you call it? My blood is Mountain Dew. For the gamers, go! Alright, we're done. Let's go to the boss.
Where are we going? Out of here?
Straight to the boss.
Okay.
Be super cautious because it's a
Yeah, I'll spit on him. Oh wait, yeah, he does the big area of effect nuke that got me last time, or whatever it was.
Oh, no, we got a mag balloon, so it's not actually that far.
Oh.
But there are a lot of them. You know.
Ah, run away!
We
Oh,
should
that
be
guy,
alright.
that's right. I remember this guy. You just use the spit, and that gets him. It sorts him out quick, smart.
Yeah. Until he comes back.
It'd be
Well,
great if we
until
could.
he and his friends come back, which is, considering there's like 5 of them, I think. I don't know how many there are, but there's a few.
Oh no. Get away from me, giant lizardman. What does this do?
Oh, that's a lot of bad.
A lot of lava lizards.
Yeah.
I can't even land my stupid shots on the boss. My crucial
Well,
venom
I'm
shots.
doing a pretty good job keeping the LZ clear. Oh god! Fine. Alright, good stuff.
Ah.
I am extremely glad that I more or less prepared for this by doing the Eclipse runs, because I'm basically playing like it's an Eclipse,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm doing okay. Like it certainly isn't as difficult, but like it's almost to that level of difficulty, which is kind of wild. I thought it was supposed to be easier with more people.
Huh. Yeah, I mean it is when the other person can actually do something with their character, because then I would have just.
I mean, you're alive.
I'm distracting some of the enemies.
Yep. Oh, this is bad.
Yeah.
Okay. What I would do? Who I would kill to get a couple of bands right now?
Oh, trust me.
Oh my god!
Fall right
I don't
in the
know if
gap.
like these were from you, but like 10 of the lizards came around the corner.
Oh yeah, I see them now.
Yeah.
I just spat on them. Take some of them down.
Oh, hey.
Oh crap.
Alright, well at least normal enemies will not spawn anymore.
Okay.
So now, once we clear out whatever enemies are left, we will... Alright, yeah, we're looking a lot healthier now. Alright, I don't know where the we do have a gunner turret somewhere, so it might... Oh, nope, there it is. Fine. Take back what I said.
To get out of the hot zone.
So good.
Huh.
So, in one of the stages where you die, the boss dropped a item that is normally really crap, which is called it's something scythe, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking boss. Alright, well we take 2 infusions with this and basically it's the item is gain health whenever you deal a critical hit.
Right.
Which is awful on most characters because most characters can't generate critical hits like naturally.
Okay.
Have I made a mistake? Have I? No, okay, you picked it up. Okay. Oh god. I panicked for a second because I thought I might have left the quantum tunnel back, but I did kind of grab it. So, yeah, this item, it means that when you deal a critical hit, you gain health. I don't think it's equivalent, but you do get like a good chunk of health. And on most characters, that's useless because you can't do critical hits. On Bandit, however, you can guarantee to get a critical hit every single time you attack someone in the back, which turns the Bandit into just like a menace. Because all I have to do is go invisible, walk behind someone, stab them in the back, and then I get all my health back.
Right.
Which is excellent.
Gotcha.
We should be good. We should be able to beat this boss. No worries. Okay, so do you remember how to do this? You, like, point... I think maybe I did this last time.
Do I have it?
Point... Yeah.
Alright.
So you gotta... Click...
Oh, fuck.
No.
I don't know where to... I think
Alright,
there?
let's go. Let's go. Jump off the edge.
Oh, he got me while I was going! I was like... I was in ball form and it still shot me.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yep. Well... Time to...
It's a good thing you have the thing. I did get it out, so I think it'll go all the way up.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and like...
Oh no, you got a stealth, right?
Yeah, I have a stealth point.
But it's not far. It's not long enough.
Okay, wait, where is it? Oh no.
Oh no, did it
might
disappear
have
because I
despawned
died?
with me.
Yeah. Damn, like, how's anyone supposed to do this the proper way? Because it seems so ridiculous.
Well, we just seem to get really unlucky with the spawns. Like
Oh,
both
yeah.
times we've gotten here, we've gotten these guys, which is
Oh.
a 1 out of 3.
Yeah.
So you know, we're rolling unlucky a bunch, which sucks. You know, it happens.
Yeah.
That's why I always take the old quantum tunnel.
Oh, at the top it says ha 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 ha.
Yeah,
Infinite.
that's the difficulty level.
Yeah.
Uh,
A great difficulty level.
Yeah, so the way you can actually see up the very top, it's got a bunch of stuff. It has a level which determines more or less like the modifiers that the enemies get, and I think it goes all the way to 99 and then it stops.
Yeah.
So even though that it hit ha 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 ha, and it will be like that forever, it will continue to get difficult until it finally reaches level 99, in which case then you're horrible. It's
Yeah.
over. Oh, good. Okay, well, the bummer. Alright. Sorry, I got some tech to avoid fall damage.
Oh, I see. Because you don't have the shield.
Yeah. God, you know, going along with the nihilist philosophers of old, I think I'm about ready to kill myself. You know, there's not a lot of hope for me here unless we get like a decent amount of. Oh, no! Oh.
I know your skills so well.
Yeah, so I actually I like decided very doggedly that I would only play close range bandit, which is considered objectively worse than the other bandit types which is like
Yeah.
long range. Just because it's so fun to play. And I've just become so good at it now that it's like I can use all his skills perfectly. Oh, it's good. It's a good feeling. I've opened my third eye and all that.
So when's Catherine
How you
home?
doing? Catherine's home. She's,
Oh, okay.
She's watching some stuff.
Yeah, I'm feeling mixed.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah.
Very good. Good old 50 out of 100.
Yeah. Yeah, I gotta go read Sid's book in a minute when she's ready. Just brush her
Ah,
teeth.
yeah. That's nice.
Mm.
Come on. Yeah. Oh! You know what? There's no point in living, it's fine. Put me out of my misery. This is gonna. Well, the thing is, I'm getting
Yeah, I
the feeling
know.
that I can actually probably beat this.
It's just gonna take like
And
2 hours.
It's just gonna take, yeah. So, you know what? Just go on. End me. Do it! There we go. Off to Valhalla with me. In a spray of explosive bullets.
Man.
Oh well, that was very good. Yeah, like I mentioned, I'm keen to give a go with 4 players.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have a number. Hold on, I got a call.
Oh. Okay.
Energy bills and discounts, which I would not make use
Oh yeah.
of. Alright. Very good. Okay, well, thank you for playing with me. It was very fun.
Yeah, it was good.
You know, good to play in a relatively intense, like, I don't know what you call it, like mental fatigue-based game, and also discuss in-depth philosophy.
Yeah.
Probably not the best combination, but it was fun.
Oh yeah, no, it was good. I did. I enjoyed the chat.
Alright, well, and I guess enjoy reading book for Sydney, and
Oh yeah, I guess I'll read you short stories another time.
yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, cool. Well,
Cool. Alright, I'll catch you.
yeah, bye-bye.